Hello, everybody. I got Marshall Vandruff here with me. Say hi.
You do. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, and we got several things on the agenda. First, Marshall's going to make a big announcement that nobody knows about. Then we're going to announce winners from the perspective challenge that we ran. We're going to go over them. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And then we're going to take questions from the comments on YouTube. So if you want to start writing questions in there, we got Steven in the background, or John, or both. They're taking all the best questions and they're saving them for when we do that. So, Marshall,
am I supposed to make an announcement now?
What? I have no idea.
I
have no clues as to what. And that's the show.
We are releasing the perspective course.
It can't be. It can't be. There's no way. Something's going to go wrong.
Eons.
It's going to be delayed again.
It's been hard on all of us, especially you. I know the anticipation has been terrible. Well, it's about to come to an end.
Oh, cool. What is it?
I mean, we're releasing the perspective course. That's how the anticipation is coming to an end. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. I can't believe it's actually happening.
Here it is.
All of our students have become professionals at this point.
So are we here to announce that and to give feedback to your basics students who have worked so hard on the perspective challenge?
Well, it's not just the basic students. It was open to anybody.
Oh, was it? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the perspective challenge was just anyone who wanted to participate. It was a free thing.
Good.
Yeah, you didn't have to buy a course for that. But there were a lot of people from my basics course who did participate. I noticed. I recognized a lot of people in there. So, yeah, that's cool. We're gonna play a trailer at some point, but we don't know when. But if you want to watch it, it's on there. We've launched it now. You can go proko.com/perspective and get it. Marshall, do you want to say anything else before we move on to start looking at and announcing these winners?
Well, no, but I do want to give you a warning beforehand that this is Wednesday in the Laguna area. You know what this means?
What?
You can't hear the trash truck out there?
Are you serious? The trash truck is here?
We're going to have visits from the trash truck. This is a tradition. Yeah.
I thought you said, can I hear it?
You can't hear it?
No. Is it there?
Yeah, it's there. I could open
it is there.
If you want to hear it better. Yeah. It will happen 2 or 3 times during our meeting. So prepare yourself. Learn to enjoy it. We used to treat it as if it was music.
Yeah. Can you point the microphone outside or something?
I could open the window.
Yeah.
Would you like me to?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's open the window. It might be that this unidirectional mic makes it so that you can't quite hear it. Are you hearing it?
I hear it. I heard some squeaking. Okay, you can close the window. This is
yay. Okay, this is the riveting content.
The fans know
for which you arrive.
The ones that care.
Well, let's get to business, shall we?
Yeah. Are we ready to announce the winners, or
we've got a lot of good stuff to look at?
Okay. All right. So. Pulling up the winners. I have to share. I am sharing my screen. So I have a bunch of stuff here. You can see I got first, second, third, and then I got some other categories. We're going to start with third place. Okay. Third place. This one. This is Nathan Rice. And
you'll make them bigger. Yeah.
I'm gonna make them bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just overall, look at that pirate ship.
Is Nathan Rice here?
Oh, I don't know.
Stan, you gotta close that little thing on the bottom that says you're sharing your screen.
Oh shoot. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Look at this. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Whose choice was it to do grandfather clocks?
That was my idea.
Good choice, because you've got ellipses
You got everything
from the front face, and
yeah, and also the grandfather clocks were some of my favorite submissions throughout from many different people.
Yeah.
Nathan is here.
Nathan is here.
Bryson here in the chat says, "Yo, I won! Congratulations, dude!"
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Pineapple.
A little slower. Go back to the Coliseum.
We got so much to go through, Marshall. By the way, okay,
we can't linger. Okay,
we had 2,525 images submitted. So, Marshall, we cannot scroll through each of them.
Okay, got it.
I've picked out from the winners some stuff. Okay. The other stat, 135 participants total, and 60 of them completed all 28 days.
Wow.
It's pretty good, actually. That's a better completion rate than most like courses.
Yeah, and if you could see like the whole world, and there were little glowing spots where people's brains were starting to understand perspective, there would be little spots all over the world of that activity. Is this still Nathan?
Yeah, this is Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan, you worked hard, and your work may pay off. Can we just go back to the first one?
Which one? The fire hydrant?
The first one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that shows that you're working through. You are keeping in mind your axes. I'm impressed.
That was one of the criteria, is they have to show their work. There were a lot of people who didn't get the top 3, but were amazing submissions, and they're in the runner-ups because they just didn't show their work, but they're amazing drawings.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nathan did all of the above. Okay, let's go to the next one. So, by the way, Nathan gets the perspective course for free.
Yay!
And any other course he wants, or a Proko skull.
Or what?
Or a Proko skull.
A Proko
Not my
skull.
Our little Proko skull. Proko.com/skull. If you don't know what that is, it's a little. I'm not going to go through that.
I've got one here.
You do? Show
it. But I'd have to. You'd have to leave the set.
Okay, number 2. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is just a username, not a real name. It's Wichtth.
WIHTTH.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's call him W. So this one, man, visually just so appealing.
When I went through them last night, these ones stood out as someone who is working from the inside out and keeping in mind
house.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys could see it, that he or she is showing their work. The lines are just super light.
They are.
There's grid lines in there, but look at it's just got so much personality. I love it. Breaking a bunch of perspective rules, but in a way that it feels like they're not breaking any rules. It's wonderful.
Yeah, convincing.
Yeah, look at those skulls.
Look at those curved horns coming out of there, and keeping in mind, if you run a line over to the other side, that it should land somewhere close to that line, even if it's not perfectly symmetrical.
Yeah, extreme blaster. Look at that playground.
Yeah,
I thought those were really well done ellipses going down that slide.
Yeah, and the wide angle daring.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Good but anyway, I chose W as the winner because just such great style, showing their work, pretty accurate. I felt like.
But that one impressed me too. That one impressed me too. WIHTTH. Are you here? I wonder. Oh, look at that! Measuring around curves, and I can tell that nobody put it in a 3D program and traced over it because because it's not perfect.
Okay.
But it's good.
Right.
Perfect takes away any sense of why have an artist do it if they're going to make it so precise that you might as well have the machine do it. And the pineapple, same thing. Look at how those things go around.
Yeah, W is breaking some rules or sacrificing some things like for accuracy so that they could get better shape design, get better gesture, more dynamic images. So I think that is a better sign of someone that knows their perspective a little better when they can push perspective to help the other concepts.
Yeah. And to push it with understanding.
Right. Toaster. It's cool. Yeah, the workspace one, I like that one as well because you got to see a little bit of everybody's how they work. W, you need a better chair, man, or woman. I don't know. Don't work on that thing. Get a nicer chair.
It might be more ergonomic than yours, Stan. These hard chairs are good for the buttocks, they say.
Well, mine's got enough of a. It's not
shape.
That long.
Yeah, you don't want.
No, I cannot sit in that chair for more than 10 minutes without feeling pain. And I could sit in this chair all day and I don't feel any pain. So
well, good drawing, good pocket knife.
But maybe that's the point. That chair makes you stand up. Maybe that chair is better for you. I've been doing it all wrong.
Get you off your can.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
I think it's the last one. Yeah, great stuff. Just hopeful, really inspiring. Thank you very much. Same prize for W. The next one. Okay, first place, and then we'll go into the categories.
Okay.
First place. Oh, is it loading? It is Andreas Kra.
Andreas.
Yeah, congratulations.
Kra. That's K-R-A. Andreas did an incredible presentation of the weekly work where there was one slide that had all the work.
Let me find that one. There.
Yeah. Oh, that one really stood out to me is that this is someone who makes a presentation so that you can look at it that fast and say, oh, I know what you did for the last 28 days.
Yeah, I think I chose Andreas as the winner because I felt like everything was good. The presentation, all of the images are really fun and creative, very accurate. Obvious that he put a lot of effort into it. Just nothing about this like made me question whether Andreas should really win. So it was a really good submission. Thank you very much, Andreas. And also Andreas was helping other people in the community too.
Oh,
so
good.
Like overall, great. So let's go through some. So a car, backpack, and look, doing multiple backpacks, not just one.
Yeah, tumbling all around. Oh, yeah.
One thing for Andreas, next time don't crop your stuff so much. Like I can tell you did the whole thing, but like, you sacrificed showing us all everything in order to present a better composition. Which is like, okay, cool, but
cropping is great for thumbnails.
Yeah,
because that way, that way you know what we're able to see enough to where we look in. But
look, like this one's good. You can see everything.
And
nice blaster, based off of all those the grid lines in there. And this is cool. I think this is a combination. No, the UFO was not one of them. But anyway, it's a whole scene. I like how Andreas was doing studies.
Step by step.
Yeah, little studies on the side to try, figure stuff out, show things. Did this several times, I think. Nice dynamic angle. This one was fun.
Wow.
This is our thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
This is our thumbnail. Oh, that's funny. That's actually a coincidence.
What?
That our thumbnail is from the winner.
Oh.
I don't think we did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had several options and we just picked that one because grandfather clock, really fun. Feeling the energy levels dropping here. I'm gonna scroll through a little faster.
Okay. My energy's not dropping.
One to rule them all. No one can measure your glory. Nobody can measure up to your greatness. No one is as straight as you.
It's the ruler.
Oh, it's a ruler. One to rule them all. Okay, that's funny. See, creativity.
Some writing.
Action figure.
Passive
Oh,
and active figure.
You got a passive figure and an action figure. That's funny. Oh yeah, UFO was one of them. That's right.
Okay.
Spaceship. Yeah. This one was tough. The helmet.
Yeah.
The helmet. And also one of my favorites throughout many different submissions. Just a lot of people did a great job with it.
That is
Look at
an advanced perspective. Oh, wow.
No back rest at all. What do you think of that, Marshall?
That means that's someone who is willing to take on pain,
Yeah,
physically and artistically, to prove their mettle.
Okay. Until they're not. That looks like you, Marshall. Is that your
Thank
face?
you. In my
Is that a
dreams.
Not the shape of the head, just the face.
Yeah, the countenance. Yeah, I get it.
Nice. Loaf of bread. I think we're Oh yeah, here's the thing: is that he also showed a lot of these like step-by-step things in addition to those finals.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go through all of them, but you guys could just go to proko.com/challenge if you want to look at all of this stuff slower. But look at, I mean, just how much effort went into all of this. Not just the work, but the presentation of it.
Right. This brings everybody up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is useful to everybody who's in there scrolling through. Wait, this was for Castle? The Castle. Oh, Casting Castle. What does that mean? Yeah. Anyway, great job.
Great job.
Those are the 3 winners. Now I'm gonna get into some runner-ups. These are various categories. So the first category I'm gonna go through is fun. These are the people that win just the perspective course from Marshall. Wait. Uh-oh. I have 3 winners for fun, but only 2 folders.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
That's not fun.
Wait, Steven just popped in.
I just said, "Oh no," you guys. That was it. You guys can choose another one.
Fun, but they hurt everybody.
No, I know who the winner. I have 3 winners listed.
Oh,
Only
I
2
see.
folders of the art. So the third one, I don't.
We'll just say their
We'll
name.
make up
Fine.
for it.
Yeah, I'll just say their name. We can't go through these too quickly or too slowly anyway. The first winner is Johannes. From the basics course, very active participant, but not a beginner for sure.
Yeah.
Just
Johannes turned me into a grandfather clock, right? But made me very distinguished looking.
Is that what that was? Well, he turned us into
there it is.
dolls.
Oh, right.
Oh, with a grandfather clock.
Yeah, with a grandfather clock.
And then he made me into a doll with Skelly.
Oh,
yeah, he was really creative in the way he combined multiple days of prompts into a single image. Like this one, I believe, is 3 different things. No, 4.
Grandfather clock, the skull, the
action figure.
Yeah.
So that was fun. This I just thought was a cool image, but this is a spaceship, but it's not. It's a satellite, right? Oh, or maybe it's just the astronaut, because I think we also had an astronaut. Toaster with a pocket knife. Oh, and a loaf of bread. See, all 3 combined into a little image. I just thought it was really fun and creative the way.
I do too.
This one had a computer, the desk, a little car, and something else. I don't remember, but what's going on? There was one image that had everything. There it is. And he labeled what they all have.
Yeah. And Johannes is the one that did that animation that shows 1 point to 4 point to 5 point.
Really cool animation.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah, so let me just zoom in. So he's got the UFO, the blaster, the playground together, the log cabin, a little backpack, a musical instrument. got the pineapple, pirate ship, Coliseum, windmill, diver hat, castle, video camera, a bunch of stuff in like an aquarium, I guess. And Johannes, the reason you didn't win is because you just didn't show your work. I had to be disqualified. But it's like hard not to like pick that as the winner if you had followed all the rules.
Johannes, you're an inspiring image maker, though. You remind us that it can go beyond this.
Throne. Oh yeah, thrown on a chessboard.
Good thinking. It makes perfect sense. Why didn't we think of that?
I don't know. Johannes is creative. And then the only one is toy car, fire truck with a fire hydrant.
Mm-hmm.
And they're putting out a cigarette because they're toys. I don't know. I had a lot of fun looking at it.
I do too. We can't hear the roar of laughter that's coming from the throng that's here because they don't have their microphones on. But I imagine this huge stadium-sized roar of laughter at those visual puns.
Yes. Stephen, maybe you could put a laugh track or something.
I'll get right on it. One moment.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Fun number 2. This is Amu Noor. Another one. Super fun. Really like creative and cool style, but just didn't show their work. I think, no construction. It's more like little sketches and stuff, but I thought were really, really nicely done. So I think Amu is a girl. Nice. Did show construction on that one. Look at that. So cool looking. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Amu put the kangaroo in a bunch of the drawings, which I always appreciate, even though they think they're making fun of me.
Huh.
I like it.
Yeah, this is affection. I'm sure that they love you.
Yeah. So there's the kangaroo. Let me see. Where's the other? Is there another one? Oh, there's a little kangaroo on there. Whoop, right there.
Mm-hmm. Like a logo.
There's a little kangaroo right in there. That's great. There's the kangaroo again.
Yeah.
This is a whole story.
Never gonna let you forget. Wow.
Yep. Oh God, I didn't even notice this one when I was looking through it. It's a musical note. That is awesome. That's cool. I like that one. There's the logo on the gun. I guess it's just like a thing you sit on that one. Is that the pirate?
Yeah. Somebody really dug it in here.
Yeah. Where is it here?
It's evident everywhere. It's like finding Nina in an Al Hirschfield.
Where is it though?
Oh, it's a chess piece up there, upper left, toward the upper left of the. Well, maybe not. I thought that was it. It read as the posture of maybe it's evolving. It's a kangaroo that's starting to stand on its.
Yeah.
Well, kangaroos already do stand on their feet. I think they're plantigrades.
Yeah, not really a kangaroo though. I don't know why.
Yeah, but it's an animal that is starting to do what humans apparently did.
I was actually watching kangaroo videos the other day. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen those videos where the video always starts off with the kangaroo just like holding a dog by the neck?
No.
And then some guy is walking up and is like trying to fight the kangaroo to save the dog.
There's several. There's a big one. There's a guy who was like, he had cancer and stuff, and he took his dog out to go do that, and the kangaroo had his dog like around the neck, and he went and just like squared up with the kangaroo and just punched it
in the face.
Yeah.
And then just turned around and like, as if there was no danger at all.
Yeah. The kangaroo was like, whoa, dude.
Wait, so that guy had cancer? How do you know this backstory?
It was like a whole thing. He was on like a trip of a lifetime and stuff. Like the whole reason it was documented was because he was doing
wasn't an Australian dude?
I don't know if he was Australian.
It just seemed like this guy was on vacation or something.
Something like that.
Seemed very Australian thing to do.
It was like a whole thing. You can fight kangaroos if you want. Don't, but you can.
I wanted to like kangaroos.
Yeah. There's another one back there in the corner. There was another one. This was a scary one. Is one where they're in the water, and this kangaroo was buff, man. The arms were like, it's a bodybuilder, and the dog's head is just like barely sticking up underwater, and the guy walks up, and you just see the claws on this kangaroo. They're like an inch. And then the kangaroo just like claws at the guy, and then later in the video you see like the blood and stuff on his arms. Yeah, so scary. But yeah,
on a lighter note,
this was this weekend I was watching. Lighter note. There you go. There's a flying kangaroo. There's another flying kangaroo. And just a little logo. There was a fun one. I'm trying to get to the one I liked. What is little fish kangaroo, kangaroo Lamborghini, kangaroo drawing a self-portrait? Okay, that's it. Enough kangaroos. Thank you, Amu. Sorry. Had a lot of fun with that one. Okay, the third one I don't have a folder for is Andrea Longo. Let me see if I could just pull up her profile actually, and then just so I could show. All right, so proko.com/@Dantes.
Oh, this gives you an opportunity to show where people can go to see these.
Yeah, there you go. So here's, oh yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great. By the way, wow, thank you for making this one post with everything in it. That's awesome. All the submissions in one post. So we can just scroll through it. This is another one where put a bunch of stuff in one image. Nice presentation. Really fun way that they she put it all together. Yeah, just good quality, fun compositions. Any comments, Marshall?
Good work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Andrea. Let's go through these a little quicker. The next category, I'm calling the effort good student category. Okay. These are the ones that clearly did a lot of work and put a lot of effort into it. I mean, a lot of the people did, but these ones just kind of stood out to me. Okay. And again, why do I only have 2 folders? What's going on here?
There may be a 2-folder limit that we didn't know about. Technology encroaching.
PCs, man.
Personally, I kind of like it. Because then it's like we only get to show 2 of these, and then we'll mention the other 2.
Yeah,
but keep this thing going.
And then go to the website.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna scroll through.
Which is this?
3 toasters.
Which person is this?
What's that?
Which person is this?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mention. Lucy Vernon. Lots of figures. Oh, Marshall, look at it.
Yeah.
That's you.
That's me waking up to an alarm clock.
Yeah, it's an alarm clock, and you're saying, oh man, now I have to speed up making this perspective course. Yeah, Marshall hasn't even started yet. He's gotta start.
Yeah, it's gotta get moving now. Got a deadline. Yeah. Clocks.
Yep. Croissants. I got some good croissants this weekend, Marshall.
Are you talking about drawings or actual croissants?
Both. That's a really nice drawing, but I got some good croissants. I forgot the name of the bakery, but it just opened up. I'm sorry. Nice backpack. Look at that. Yeah. Look at all that work.
Characters and environments.
Look at it.
Objects and environments.
Yeah.
I assume, Lucy, that you got the floor plan in mind while you were doing this, so everybody would occupy their space. Wow. Nice wide angle.
Mm-hmm. Little skulls.
Threatening object.
What animal is this, Marshall? On the bottom right there? What do you think?
it looks like there's an eyeball in there. It looks like it's
eyeball, but look at these giant front teeth.
Yeah, it's a skull with that's a beaver or a some kind of a rodent skull or something that makes its living with its teeth that is going like that, and the teeth keep growing.
Yeah, that's a cool looking skull.
Yeah,
kind of looks like some kind of tool.
Built out of a box too. So
camera, nice cameras. Look at all those cars.
Yeah,
lots of cars. More cars.
Good work, Lucy.
Yes, Lucy.
That's Steven's way of saying move on. Good work. Okay, let's go. Yeah, thank you, Lucy. Next, effort number 2 is from Shaitan. Shaitan.
Cheyenne? Shayyan?
Oh, sorry, there's no T. Yeah, you're right. Cheyenne.
Oh, the amazing complex machinery person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me skip to the ones I really, really liked.
Yeah.
Let's see. I really liked like all the detail and stuff. There's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Good stuff in there.
Versed in style of primary outlines too, and then going in. They stylistically, they've got an appeal.
Yeah, and then just lots of construction as well. You know.
So we don't know how to pronounce Cheyenne Shabazi.
Probably Cheyenne sounds about right, or Cheyenne. Cheyenne.
I would love to hear the actual pronunciation from.
I liked the skulls a lot, and look at all those breads.
Yeah, I saw them.
Look at the skulls; these are cool. I'll just zoom in and scroll real slow. Extra slow for Steven.
They've got an energy that reminds me of Tom Fox, who just draws. You know, a manic energy poured into these things. That's exciting. It's thrilled to look at.
Cheyenne is here.
Yay!
Yeah, congratulations. Way to go.
By the way, all of these people in the secondary credit categories, you're all getting the perspective course for free.
Yeah, absolutely. So for anyone who is a winner, if your name is set anywhere in here on like an announcement page for winners or anything, or in this, we'll reach out to you to go ahead and settle up and decide which thing you want, because there was a part where Stan mentioned there was kind of like an option for a couple people. We'll be reaching out to you guys on Proko. If you guys are wondering, how the heck do I join some sort of challenge like this? How can I find out about a challenge like this? You can go to proko.com/challenge. And you can find out about the things that happen in this one, or you can just sign up to have a Proko account on proko.com/community. It's totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Your email address. Huh?
You don't have to go to community to sign up.
Yeah, I know, but I want them to know that there's a lot more going on where they can talk to people and things.
Yeah, Stan, he's doing good for the company.
Yeah.
He's showing that we hang out, man.
Yeah, no, you can just go to proko.com. But if you haven't already gone to proko.com, I mean, what's wrong with you? You know?
Yeah, they've been there.
Yeah, they gotta have been.
All right, effort number 3 was Patrick Hines. I mean, I'm gonna pull up at least one of Patrick Hines. I don't want to not show off something. Pew. All right. I'm gonna try this as fast as I can. Proko.com/@Patrick Hines.
Patrick D. Hines.
There you go. Okay. Patrick put a lot. Let's see. This was the Good Student Effort Award. Let me see. Why did I choose? Oh yeah, there's just a lot of little detail and stuff. Lots of construction. And they're light.
Yeah.
But I just felt like there was a good amount of effort in the construction specifically, which is hard to see. But
even if the construction is not altogether accurate, at least there is the rehearsal of being aware of structural lines, seeing them when they aren't there for us.
Okay, so that's Patrick. Okay, let's go. Oh, and then final category is just we had random winners.
Okay.
These were just chosen randomly. So, pew pew. So first random winner is 22 Monkeys with 2 Z's. Congratulations, 22 Monkeys. Actually, this was a fun one though. Put like a Pokemon character in like every single submission.
Okay.
So that was fun. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Pikachu in a lot of them. I think they're coming up. There's Pikachu. Yay. Pikachu on vacation. Yeah, good stuff.
They are here in the chat. They said thank you so much. They said, "Oh my god, thank you."
Thank you, 22 Monkeys. Next one is Dermot. Dermot did a lot of work too, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, these are just references.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Dermot, congratulations. You're a random winner. And thank you for the effort. You actually did put a lot of effort into them. Looks like. Look at that.
Wow. Yeah. Someone who loves to draw.
Fear. No fear. Let's just draw the hardest thing we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is jumping into the pool and learning the strokes.
Yeah. And then random number 3. Cadmium Rust. Cadmium. And the random winners, by the way, were only selected from the people that completed all 28 days.
I see. Okay.
So, yeah, it wasn't just like random throughout anybody.
Are any of the people we've looked at ones that did not complete all of the 28 days?
There are going to be. I have a miscellaneous folder from some standouts.
Yeah.
And there are some in there that I just pulled because they're just cool images.
Right. There were several names that stood out to me that we haven't looked at yet.
Yeah, but those aren't going to get any prizes. This is the last prize winner.
Okay.
Congratulations, Cadmium Rust.
Cadmium Rust. Nice name, too.
Yeah, good stuff. Look at that. Nice construction.
Yeah, commitment.
I did want to.
Decent chair.
We have a chair here. I actually did run a poll asking people if hard chairs are good or bad. We got hard chairs, 59% good, 40% bad.
Okay.
That's hard chairs. Got 59%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's not the only criteria of a good chair, though. What about like lumbar support?
I'm not going to give them like you want me to run 4 separate polls?
No, it's just that wasn't the reason I called that chair bad. It was because it was like the worst shape possible.
I see.
Yeah.
We're body shaming chairs now.
Yes.
Okay.
I
have no regrets.
That's good.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're clear here. That is a no padding chair.
Yeah. But there's a lot of good possibilities here. As long as it gets your body in a good position, you're good. It doesn't have to be just like a fully soft pillow thing that holds you. That might actually be bad. I don't know.
Okay.
But I just think that a straight wall with a straight ground is probably not good for you. But I'm not a...
Who knows? Hey, good news. Good news. While the grandfather clock stands dominant,
Whee!
The trash truck competes.
All right.
I'm going to close the window.
Marshall, do you got anything to say about the perspective course as it relates to these?
Well, there's one thing that relates to what we've been doing here. You're giving the perspective course to some of these students. That means I'm going to get to, granted that they go through it, I'm going to have some students that are so far ahead of the game that they can be trailblazers, and they can do 2 things. They can whine that Marshall's going too slow because I take this perspective course to the beginning 11-year-old who really wants to understand everything one step at a time, but it will always be something that if you already know how to do that nursery rhyme level rhyme, you can make incredible stuff on that. So to have advanced students or experienced students together with beginning students, when the spirit is right, is really good. It's like having older siblings who help you learn to walk and talk and thrive. I'm very impressed with a number of the things you've shown and some of them that you haven't. And so
there were some good submissions. I think a lot of these people just didn't complete.
Who did this one?
This one, username is Ale, ALE.
Okay. Like when you drink ale?
I guess so.
Yeah. British student. Beer family.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff. I really like it. This was one of my favorite
Me too.
helmets. Well done.
Look how professional that looks when you've got the curves.
Well, it's
based on and there's you with your weapon, your pencil weapon.
What's going on here? There you go. This is cool. Whee! These are just fun. Oh yeah, look at that. Full on painting. Perspective painting.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Woohoo. Nicely done. This was Daniel Stevens. Were you done talking about your perspective course?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at what we're looking at. I was pleased with the trombone player and the style.
Okay.
Are those?
This is even.
And it's a throne of pencils.
Yeah, this is like Game of Thrones, but instead of swords, it's pencils. Have you seen Game of Thrones, Marshall?
No, I haven't. I hear a lot about it, but I have not seen any of it.
Yeah, this is basically like Game of Thrones throne
for artists.
Yeah. Yeah, we're watching the second season of Dragons. House of Dragons. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, this one, Fire Trick.
That is a complex task.
Yeah, it is just
somebody
so much.
Really took it on.
I like the little logo. It's a nice, cute skull.
Yeah.
This was.
I just want to make sure that was the boat from One Piece. I just want to make sure that's in there.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't want to have that go by and have you guys both just be like entirely.
Now, One Piece is the manga that you said outsold like every single comic book in the United States.
Yeah, it's just
one issue of it outsold all comics. It's nuts. That's crazy. Wow. Congratulations. This was my favorite fire hydrant from the whole submission.
Three axes with ellipses placed appropriately.
Yeah, really nicely done.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool car. I like the pencil work in this one.
Yeah.
Nice strokes.
The vertical
shading. Yeah, same thing. Both of those were from Gunther. Gunther, thank you. Nicely done. Also from Gunther. Oh yeah, this is cool. This is like a full-on illustration here. It's a playground by Hugh Yan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is Yasuji. Sorry, we don't know your name. You just know your username.
Sorry, wait, Stan. Sorry, your mic cut out for a second. Could you say that one again?
Jayoshi? Is it Jayayasi?
Yep.
ASI? Yeah, Jayoshi put the pronunciation of their name on. Yeah, impressive work.
This is
Jayoshi.
Nice. What was that, Steven?
It doesn't work. It's supposed to be a laugh track. I'm so mad about it. I have to swap it.
All it did was show the icon. Yeah. J.O. Shuji did a bunch of these really nice drawings. I was actually really impressed. Almost a winner. Very, very close. Like you were just, oh my God. It's just there's too many good ones. There were like way too many for us to choose. So if you did not win, like that does not mean you didn't deserve to win. There are just too many.
Joshi, if you didn't win, we still admire you.
Yeah, really good stuff there. This is
that laugh track is really making a splash.
What are you
still not working? I'm trying I tried a different technique and it didn't work. Let's pretend it didn't happen, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get it, and then everyone will be so happy you tried.
Yeah, it's a good attitude. Wow.
Oh, this one I put this up because Marveletti says I tried to figure out a way to do spirals in perspective, but the deadline was period attempt. I don't know what that means. I wanted to make a box from the flat red gridding drawing. Anyway, I put this up. Marshall, are you going to teach how to do spirals?
In part 2, we are going to take up cylinders and dividing around them, and spirals in perspective are a lot of work. But once you get the theory, it's a matter of just dividing the cylinder, not only around, but down and putting points. It takes a lot of work, and
You're going to do a spiral.
You'll understand how it's done. Let's put it that way. And what the goal is to understand it enough technically, scientifically, and then to wrap spirals around cylinders by eye, so that even if they aren't exact, you have an idea of what you're doing. But yes, we will.
And you're going to
divide around cylinders, around and down.
We did actually have a couple questions in the chat.
And by the way, those are not spirals; those are helix.
Okay. Yeah. So we got a question from Cynthia earlier. Is this a perspective heavy course better for people who want to do landscapes, backgrounds, product design, etc.?
No, it's not aimed at any of those exclusively. It is aimed at, it's like learning music, so that you would understand the grand staff, you would understand notation, you would understand musical dynamics. Actually, I wouldn't even go that far. You understand technical stuff about music, regardless of what style or subject matter, whether you're going to do songs or symphonies. It is true to its name. It is a perspective course. These are beautiful.
We have one other question from KOS in the chat. Asking, Sean got ahead of me on this one. I wanted to put it past you guys. At what rate will the lessons of the course come out?
Well, you all know more about that than I do.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be similar to the Drawing Basics course, where we're gonna be giving people enough time between each lesson to like do assignments, and actually be involved, participating in it, and not just watch.
Yeah.
So that's about like weekly. You're gonna have a lesson. We're gonna give you a project. Next week do a demo. Give you more time to do it. Then do a critique, and then the next lesson comes out. So we're gonna be going through it. So it's gonna take over a year. I mean, Marshall, I don't remember the exact amount of time it's gonna take.
We figured a year, and now we're figuring more than a year. But here is the one thing to be aware of. If you are going in expecting that you're going to be put through a rigorous boot camp right from the beginning, you will be expecting more than what I'm going to do. Because what I want to do is make it so that if you are a beginner and you're scared of perspective, your fears will be allayed, which means that some of you are already deeply into the course with your knowledge, but it doesn't mean that you won't enjoy the course. And it also doesn't mean that you won't be able to take some of these simple things. One of the very simple things is to write your name in block letters and do a 1-point perspective thing. And you might say, well, that's awful simple. I can go way beyond that, but you can also do really cool stuff with it. And you are thinking, keep it in 1 point, keep it in 1 point, keep it in 1. Then we get into swiveling. Then we're going to get into why 3-point, and eventually we'll turn it into more points. So this is designed for the bright young newbie, so that if you are middle-aged or old and you say, I'm scared of it, it is for you. And those of you who feel like, come on, I want more, I'll appeal to you several times. Hang on, we'll get to that, but you can apply this to your own projects and make it more complex. I think you're doing that with the basics course, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of the kind of lower level. I give them as little as I think I can give them in order for them to understand perspective.
Yeah.
But then as far as I know, in your course, you go into much more technical stuff, like planned projections.
Yes.
How to like do spheres and spirals and all that sorts of stuff. I don't do projections.
The plan projections don't happen until about 4, 5, 6 months in.
Yeah.
Because by that time,
jump into that.
You're ready for them. There's a lot of getting ready. And there's one other appeal I'll make about this starting simply thing, is that I find that at my age, if I have a teacher who will treat me like a beginner, and I'm my energy is up to say, I want to act like I'm starting all over again, there is an advantage to that. You get back into the mode of get it really basic, really simple, and see what your naive mind can rediscover on this journey. So I will not apologize for starting simply, but I will kind of apologize in that I'll say that if you're beyond this, we'll find a way to make it so that you're getting traction before we get into the big motion.
Nice. I wanted to show the
Ryson, by the way, Ryson, your work was very conscientious. I liked your work, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Wait, hold on.
There's a question on the screen.
Oh, right.
Who are some of the other guest presenters throughout this course? Saw Peter Hahn was mentioned. Well, we'll wait and see. We're still working on some of them, but I've got a man who was my student when he was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, who now teaches perspective and is even my boss at the college, who is really good at perspective and has had a career. And we'll see. But if you're waiting to know whether you want to buy it because there's going to be lots of big names, okay, hang on. You're going to learn, and we're going to bring in guests. Peter Hahn did great demos for us. Wonderful stuff.
This one I thought was hilarious. The prompt was a throne, and they did a toilet.
Yes.
This is Mick and Jesse. Also, a lot of good submissions. And recognize you from the basics course. This is Patrick Bosworth. Proko.
That's Boz. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Good
Proko
work,
boy
Boz.
Boz. Yeah. He's actually a really good artist. This is Rare Spit. I thought this was cool.
It is.
You guys just love One Piece. Every time you guys see the One Piece.
Yeah, I know. I recognize the little thing in the front. Who is that? A character or something? What is that?
It's the mast of the ship.
That's it. There's
Like
no
what's
other...
like I forgot the thing at the front of the ship is called, but yeah, it's just that.
Yeah, but it's not a reference to anything else in the show.
Not as far as I know, but it's been since like 7th grade since I really.
Is it also an anime?
Piece. Yes,
it is.
And a live action series on Netflix that people seem to like a whole lot.
Yeah. Can you do a poll? How many people in the audience know of One Piece or have seen or read or anything, have interacted in some way with One Piece? I just want to know how out of touch I am compared to.
I'm on it. So I'm gonna write this poll. I'm gonna say, how is Stan out of touch or not?
No,
is
that's
that the
not.
poll?
No, that's not.
Yeah, I'll post that. Right.
Nobody ever asks if I'm out of touch.
Well, have you ever heard of One Piece?
No, not till now. But actually, I have heard of One Piece.
Really?
But I don't know what it is. I've heard my students mention it.
Okay. Yeah, see, that doesn't count. In the audience, if you've heard of One Piece, but you've never watched the read or done anything with it, that does not count. That's a no.
Yeah, I did. Have you watched? I'm not even putting have you read. If you read it, go ahead and say you watched it. It's fine. But have you watched it?
I've interacted. I've participated in the IP in some way. Oh man, this was cool. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow, great.
Fun, right?
Wonderful action.
That's from Renan Luna. I think this is the last one. Oh no, it's not. It's a Bugatti. Marshall, how hard is it to draw that?
That's hard.
Yeah. What do you need to know to get to this level? What concepts?
How to draw a box, then how to divide up a box, and then the hard part is how to find points within the box. That is really hard until you draw around to the other side of the box and start connecting dots. Lots of connecting dots.
Is that in order so that you can put a curve in the symmetrical spot on the so that the way
put a curve or even a fender that wasn't curved, if it was a blocky curve and it's inside from the sides and it's back from the front and it's down from the top or up from the bottom, you've just got to have a point to know where it is.
Yeah. The thing that is always challenging for me to even just approach that is the way the things curve, but they're very symmetrical. And the curves on both sides are going to look very different. And so how do you calculate, the curve over here compared to where it's going to be over here?
Yeah.
And the curve, for example, of this, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, it's tiny. This looks very different from what, from this side, but you have to make sure all the points are symmetrical. So is that how you do it, Marshall? You have to just
one of the curves will have points close together because it's foreshortened. The other curve will be more over to side and it'll be less foreshortened. So they will look different if you are looking at them in anything other than symmetrical 1-point perspective. They will look different. And it's a slow motion process to find those points. And it drives some people crazy.
Yeah.
But the purpose of it ultimately is to notice what happens and then freehand it where you say, I know what it looks like. It's the same way with when you put a person's feet down on the ground and animals' hind legs down on the ground when you're looking at the animal, well, all 4 of the legs. And you actually put a line on the ground that shows here would be the width of the animal, here would be the depth of the animal. Now, that's to place the hoofs or the paws on the ground. Ultimately, when you're sketching, you just can kind of see that that other hoof would be over there and a little back, and you don't plot out the points. Master draftspeople who've mastered freehand drawing seldom plot out points unless they've really got trouble with this thing. Otherwise, they have learned to see it. The best analogy I know is that how many great musicians have to have the sheet music and have to figure out the notes. They've done that in their training, and now they can read it in real time and improvise because they have those scales ingested in them. That's the closest analogy I can give you.
Absolutely. I did have something here from this chat. So, well, I have 2 things I should say. First and foremost, 60% of people said yes, they have seen this.
Okay.
And then someone else sassed you real hard about it. They said Eiichiro Oda has been drawing One Piece for the last 25 years. I'd say Proko has been out of touch for a while.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I am aware of this fact that I'm out of touch. And
I think it's saying that it's been going for 25 years. You don't know everyone who's 25 years old. So,
and also, I don't know everything that's been around for 25 years.
Yeah. Kind of what they mean.
I thought you did.
No.
Sassy Pants is out there.
Jesus.
And then I think that there's one thing that we should actually probably bring up here as we're talking about this course so much. There have been a couple questions, it seems, from people who haven't been in a Proko premium course before. Someone was asking, what do they get as part of a premium course? And then Eden asked, how does feedback work in the course? I leave you guys to it. Goodbye.
Same way that it has worked for any of my courses so far. Basically, Marshall puts out a lesson, teaches you some concept, and then gives you an assignment, a project to work on. Then he'll demonstrate it, or right?
Yeah, there are projects all the way through, and there'll be no question what they're about.
And then we give you some time to complete the project. Then Marshall will record critique videos at the deadline of each project, and not go over every single person because there's going to be thousands of students in this course. So there's no way. I mean, making a video doing 1,000 critiques for every lesson is just impossible. But the way I've always chosen people for the video, probably the way Marshall's going to do it as well, is look for the common mistakes among everybody and then try to pick good examples of those mistakes and then show those off and explain those concepts so that they apply to anybody watching. Not just for anybody who submits on time, but also anyone who is watching the course, years from now. It's probably going to help them with the mistakes that they made.
Yeah.
So as far as critiques from Marshall, it's going to be mostly in the videos. But Marshall, I think you're going to be scrolling through comments sometimes, and
yeah, we'll do it as the need arises and as it seems best.
Yeah, but just keep in mind, the few $100 for the course does not give you private mentorship, right? That it's mostly access to the video and then possibly inclusion in the videos if you submit on time.
Yeah, and looking through the submissions and deciding this is worth responding to. Stan, there were a few that you didn't call out. Can I call out a couple names that impressed you?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone I missed?
Tony Lee, that's Tonile, really impressed me, one after another, that I thought I put these in my top 3 or 4. They were quite free with their line work. And
Tony Lee.
yeah, Tonile impressed me. There were a number. There was
Oh gosh.
Xieke and Brandon
Is it one of these?
and
Shoot.
Alex Silva, who worked
this
hard
one?
and
No.
well. But if you find Tonile, that was one that I'd put in my top 3. And it may be that Tony didn't do all of the.
No, it's not.
Not yet.
Wait, is it Tony Lee?
Just Le.
All right, I'm just gonna do that. Oh, this person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I showed this.
Oh,
is
you
on
did.
video.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, that's
Wait, no.
that's not Tony Lee.
Oh, Tony commented on that.
Oh, okay. Tony commented.
What
Okay,
did
well,
Tony
if you can't find it, and people will know, there's another Siv Nielsen. That's Sivnilsen. I think from Norway. Did a pocket knife that was so well thought through and drawn through.
This one?
Yeah, there was a really nice pocket knife in there.
Let's go to albums. Which perspective?
Is it not revealing itself?
Yeah, is
There
this?
it is. Look at that. Look at that. Beautifully thought through.
Oh yeah.
Beautifully constructed.
Oh yeah.
And there were a number of them. MC Minjes did a good eye on your observational desk. I don't have time to. We don't want to take time to mention them all, but Brandon and Zeke, Xieke, and Alex Silva. I was impressed with a number of these.
There were a bunch.
Yeah.
So I think we're now in the part with for student questions, but why don't we take a little break to show the trailer of the course?
Okay. I have not seen the finished trailer.
And then right after this, we will take more student questions.
Okay.
We'll hammer through it.
I think it's a good idea.
This is a 3-minute trailer, guys, and this is all Marshall.
Yeah, strap in.
Should I turn off my microphone or anything?
Oh no, you're fine. It's gonna happen right now.
Enjoy the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Marshall Vandriff, and this is a course in perspective without brain damage. In this course, you will learn the secrets of how artists turn a flat surface into a deep world. I once had a job illustrating a round platform with stair steps in front, side, and 3/4 views. I didn't have any idea how to do it. That's when I realized I needed to learn perspective if I was going to do this for a living. Now, how about you? How do you know if you need perspective? Do you get ideas for images but find them difficult to draw? Oh. Do you have trouble drawing something in a different position from your reference and making it look right? Everyone does until they learn how. But once you know how, you can draw anything you can imagine in any position and in all sorts of styles. We're looking at drawings from my former students who learned just enough perspective to draw what they liked. When you can draw from your imagination, you can create your own worlds. Here's what I'll teach you. Classic perspective. 600 years of Renaissance knowledge to draw like they drew in the old days. We'll use 21st century tools, but we will study the old drawing skills. Beginning with basics, establishing strong foundations before moving on to developed perspective and complex worlds. I'll give you assignments that you can work on lightly or heavily. And if you carry through with them, you will gain the skills to invent. That's what this is about. I will explain every step of each of these basics as simply as they can be explained. If you follow along, you'll get it. Perspective is not easy, but we'll make it as easy as possible and useful for what you want to draw. I will elaborate in premium for a lot less than you'll pay in school, and I'll give you a lot more than I can give you in school. You'll get more demos, 3D models to draw from, professional guests, brain-teasing games, and step-by-step project instruction. If you are an absolute beginner, I'll do all I can to make it easy to understand. And even if you're a pro, you may enjoy it. I hope you will join me for a year of perspective to use for the rest of your life.
Wow.
You had my screen. I'm gonna move
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
That was nice, Marshall.
Well, thank you. Charlie and Hannah, I think, did a lot of the work.
Yeah, it was a team effort. Nice. No, that's exciting. Oh my god.
Stan's trying to vamp while he moves stuff around on his screens right now.
What?
You're trying to like just cover the silence while you move stuff around your screens?
No, I'm done moving. I just wanted you to hide.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just excited about the course launching, Marshall. This is weird. It's surreal.
It is. It's surreal to me, too. Who is that guy?
Who, where?
I mean, when I'm watching it. Okay, we've got Q&A.
Yeah, we got. You did it.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions in the chat, please say them. You guys were given some questions that kind of like they weren't necessarily strictly related to the basics course. If you guys do want some of those questions, I have pulled those.
Basics?
But
You mean perspective?
yeah, sorry, perspective. My apologies. It's just so impossible to believe that perspective is here. But yeah, so if you guys want some of those questions in the meantime, I can kind of give you one of those while people do populate the chat with some other questions.
Wait, weren't there?
I'm asking you and Marshall if you guys want one of the
what?
questions that wasn't about perspective.
I failed my first question.
Do you guys want some of the questions from the chat that weren't strictly about perspective or the perspective course while we wait for them?
Those in, but keep it mostly perspective.
Okay.
But yeah,
we'll deem them worthy or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, one question that we had, this one's a pretty easy yes or no, was just, is there any chance Scott Robertson is going to be a guest presenter?
Scott Robertson said that he would help us with it, but Scott's really busy with other projects. But Scott Robertson has risen to the highest position of the perspective master who can account for every point. So I can't tell you that there's a chance. There was a chance. There was a certainty of it. But you can always email Scott. Say, hey, you going to be on Marshall's course?
Simple no.
Last time I saw him, which was last time at Lightbox, he said we were still on, but we'll see.
Okay.
Well, he hasn't recorded anything for the course.
No, he hasn't recorded anything for us. No,
Yeah.
so there's a chance.
No plan.
We can't count on that.
Yeah.
And also, even if he's not on this course, Scott has recorded so much stuff that every question you have about where those points go are in Scott's superb demos. So we'll allude to him and I'll point you to him because everybody goes there for the hard advanced stuff.
There were a couple questions that we had that are kind of come out to the same thing. Andre had asked, what's the difference between basic and a premium course? And then we got another one that asked, just curious, will the first few episodes come with some exercises or will it mainly be just explaining perspective? You guys went into this a little bit earlier, but there might be someone who wasn't here earlier if you guys want to talk about that.
I'll start with the first one. So basics versus perspective versus premium, it's not the same. I think when we say basics, we're referring to the drawing basics class. It's a totally different course. Premium means the purchased version of a course. So we release a bunch of our material for free from all of our courses that are produced by Proko. So like a fraction of the lessons are released on YouTube. And then if you want the full, all the demos and all the critiques and projects and all that stuff, then you have to go to Proko.com and purchase the premium version. So that's what we mean by premium versus free. But basics is just another course. It's like a separate concept. And the other question, sorry.
The other one was something to the effect of, will you have assignments and demos in there, or will it be just explaining perspective for the first few videos?
The first few, Marshall, do you have assignments in the first few?
The first one is coming out today, isn't that right?
Yes.
The first
Right
one's coming
after
out
this.
today, so go watch it, and then you'll know whether you want it. But by the second one,
Sorry, Marshall. Before you can, the first one is mostly just like an overview of the course.
Overview of the course, so that it'll answer a lot of questions. But by the second one, your first assignment in the second one is to buy your materials and to know what those materials are. What's the difference between the triangles? Why a T-square and a triangle? And how is that useful and not useful in perspective? So it's an introduction to materials, and that takes 10 or 15 minutes to get your head around explaining it. And then it will take you some time to get used to them.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the explanations versus the projects, let me tell you something about teaching perspective and learning perspective. It's difficult to explain. Perspective teachers can drive you crazy because they know so much. So explaining is a part of it, but understanding only goes so far. Why would you want a course where you understand perspective and the teacher explained it and you got no hand skill? So ultimately, you are taking explanations and then working on them, and that will increase as the course gets into part 2. The explaining of measuring systems takes 10 or 15 minutes here, 10 or 15 minutes there, and then it's going to be hours of finding your Y line in relationship to your horizon and that kind of thing to drill it in. So you will grow from beginner to professional in your skill as you do the assignments. Yes, both explanations and assignments related. Projects too, not just exercises.
I think that was a very succinct version of an answer for that.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think we've mentioned this yet, but the course is currently on pre-sale.
Yeah, we should have like a banner or something in here. That...
No. I don't mean that you can buy it now. I specifically mean that it's a pre-sale. I know it says pre-sale. But we haven't mentioned that when the lessons will actually start coming out.
Yeah.
Stan, right? What is a pre-sale, and when will the lessons start coming out?
Thank you, Marshall. So pre-sale means you're buying it now to get it probably like 6 years from now, Marshall? When are you going to finish this thing?
No, we have set a date.
Just kidding.
We've set a date. God willing.
It's October. Hello. Let me tell you the exact date.
October. That's 3 months from today.
Oh, October 1st is what it says on the sales page.
Okay, well, less than 3 months. I'll hurry up.
Yeah. God.
It's soon.
Isn't that about the time that your basics course is moving away from perspective?
Yeah, right about. Probably a little before that. I think
so that means that if you've enjoyed the perspective part of the basics course and you want more, start back over and then go for the biggie.
Yeah, one big distinction from what the perspective I've done in my basics course and Marshall's is that I was almost exclusively using just hand-drawn lines. I didn't want them to use any tools.
Yeah.
It was more, I'm treating this more of like a sketching class where you kind of, but whereas Marshall's is much more about precision and accurate perspective, so that you can ingrain that a little bit more accurately into your mind, and then the intuitive part of it becomes maybe a little more accurate than the first pass through with my course, which is just kind of like a foot in the door.
Some stuff you have to use the straight edge for, but I think that there is another analogy besides music, is that children learn to sing before they learn to play an instrument, is that you learn language and you learn to speak roughly as you get into it, and then you learn to read and write and correct your spelling. So there is that also, that the basics kept you on not just intuitive perspective, but freehand perspective. Now we're going to tighten down and then loosen up later.
Yeah. Steven, I think we're ready for another question.
Okay, I'm in. I'm just like trying to comb through, and people have finally started asking the good questions. It took them so long. Every question before, trash. No, you guys are asking good ones. It's just a lot to comb through. So Joseph asked, will the perspective course cover digital tools in software like Photoshop, or will the demos all be traditional drawings?
It's not that the demos will all be traditional drawings, that we're not going to cover digital tools like Photoshop or Procreate. Why? This is a course on something. There may be points where we're going to mention that you can do something on layers in Photoshop, but if you're trying to learn music, we're not going to get into the ins and outs specifically of the fingering of a clarinet. It's not. Yeah, it would be a distraction.
Yeah.
So no, it's not about learning the digital tools pretty much at all. An allusion to them.
The other complicated thing in that would be that then there would be like a solid like 15 different lessons that would be like, all right, now here's how to do the one straight line in Procreate, in Photoshop, in Clip Studio Paint. Like there's just too many. The concepts that you'll learn in this will apply to all manners of creating art.
All materials. And here is another thing. They constantly upgrade, so things change, and there is a ton of it on YouTube. And here is something that, here's one of the reasons why we're doing this course, is that perspective is so difficult that the reason I did a perspective course back in 1994, a number of you know, because you purchased it for $12, and it was the best I could do, and it has been for 20 some years, 30 years now. It's been the best I can do. Yes, that course came out. I recorded that course in 1994. We released it for something like $200 on DVDs in the late 90s.
There are no DVDs then.
Around 2000, we released on DVDs, and now it's available. You can go to my website. But here's the thing. It was just me in front of a chalkboard. This is not just me in front of a chalkboard. This is a full-on Proko production. And it has been hard for many students to find something where they will be taken through it without the teacher getting so far ahead of them that it hurts their brain. So that's why we're touting this without brain damage thing. This is the perspective course you've wanted.
DVDs became mainstream in like 2001. So you did not sell that course on DVD, bro.
We did. We sold it on VHS first.
Right. Oh, and then
we sold it on DVDs. And it was no small. Yeah, DVDs came in around 2000, 2001. That's right. I remember it well. It cost a fortune to put them on DVDs. You had to ship them out. It was a hassle.
Yeah, I never liked having to burn DVDs professionally. It sucked.
I hated pirating stuff.
Well, I mean, no, like I actually had to do this for work. It was terrible. Like having to like use the machines to like actually even just like clone the DVDs. Anyway, whatever. We're all old. You guys all heard it here first. So one little side trip. Marshall, are you going to be at Lightbox again this year?
I expect to be at Lightbox again this year. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, we're going to be
Lightbox is the thing.
Maybe you'll have some special little handout things or something if someone looks out for you.
You're volunteering us for something I didn't know anything about.
I think there's a very easy thing for you to have. Don't worry. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Mention it. Say it. Say it.
No, what? No. Go talk to Marshall when you see my Lightbox. Go find out yourselves.
See you at Lightbox.
Yeah.
Everybody go find Marshall and yell his name and say, "Stop walking."
I need the free thing.
If someone else is already talking to Marshall, you start a line.
Interrupt him. Yes.
Yeah, and then interrupt the other person. These are all opposite things. Do not do this.
Yeah, don't do that.
Let's move to the next question.
In Draftsman. So we have Keith and Yesig asking two versions of, I think, what come down to the same question.
Okay.
Yesig asking, will you guys be going over 4, 5, 6 point perspective? And then Keith asking, will you cover Escher style perspective?
Well, actually, Escher style perspective comes up early in the course, because with isometric perspective, I have a premium lesson where you learn to flip things, so you play games. Well, yeah, you'll touch Escher perspective in its basic isometric form is marvelous and fairly simple. We will get to 5-point perspective. In fact, what I'm trying to work on right now is to figure out how to explain this so it's clear. I want a top-down view so that you can look forward and see that you got 1 point, but what about at the left and right? If you turn your head all the way over there and turn your head all the way over there, you would have 1 point at your left and right. Those add 2 of the 5 points. If you look straight up and straight down at something, that would be 2 more, and you got the 1 point in the middle. So yeah, I'm trying to make that clear And this is not an easy task, but I'm doing it so that for you, the understanding of it will be easy. Yeah, we will cover that.
Okay. A little bit earlier, Eden had asked, will you talk about any anatomy or figures in perspective?
Now, we'll definitely talk about how everything in the world is made out of form, anything you can see, touch, or walk around in, and that the way you master the figure is you master the head and the thorax and the pelvis, and you put these things in different relationships to them. I've gone over all of that in the Bridgman course that you can find on YouTube and on my Gumroad. But
come on, man.
No, we're not going to talk about anatomy.
No. You just pulled out this thing and you don't even.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh man, what is that?
Yes, that is a mannequin I made for my Bridgman course.
Okay.
We did in 2020. That I'm plugging it. It's on Gumroad, but it's also free on YouTube. If you want to pay me,
sell it on Gumroad.
It's on Gumroad for $32. But if you can't afford the $32, go to YouTube and you can get the whole course for free. You just have to sit through some
little ads.
Wait, the figure you made is on sale, or the?
Oh no! I built this while I was teaching the Bridgman course.
This is a single item that no one can get.
And this is based on the Bridgman forms, right? But
yeah,
I don't even know that I'll mention that in the perspective course, that you have 3 parts to the body, because you know it deeply if you've watched Stan's figure drawing course and his anatomy course and my Bridgman course. So you have that information. What I will make a point of with perspective is that it applies to bodies and organic forms, as well as all of the things that you naturally associate it with, like boxes and cities and streets. However, I am not going to go in and show how it applies to anatomy on the body. Again, it would be like with digital teaching Procreate and Photoshop. Why?
Mm-hmm.
It's too far away from what we're trying to get at, which is hard enough on its own. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, very much so. Do you guys want an actual perspective question in here? Okay. All right. So
stuff. Some drama.
All right. So Dazzling Action asked, even if your perspective is correct, why does your drawing still feel flat?
He's talking about your drawings, Marshall.
Yeah. My drawing skills?
Yeah. Even if yours feel
actually
flat.
No, a number of my drawings definitely don't feel flat. But if you're talking about yours, they don't feel flat if you're getting the perspective correct. Perspective is the solution to flatness. I'm not sure. We can find that out if when you're submitting stuff in the course that you feel like it looks flat. But it may be that you haven't shaded it yet. And it may be that you're not satisfied with a simple piano tune, that you need chords to accompany it. You need strings and a band behind it before you say, now it feels like a song. I'm not sure about that question.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that the best way for a person to be able to find out hyper-specific kind of things that might have a few different causes would be to submit something for one of the lessons. You don't necessarily have to buy a course. Whenever there's a free lesson that's posted on YouTube or anything like that, you can still post in there with a free Proko account.
Not on YouTube.
On YouTube? When we have a free lesson from a course?
Well,
does it still go back to the course?
On YouTube.
No, not on YouTube. When a free lesson is posted on YouTube, on Proko.com, you can still submit in the comments on there that you have something for that.
Like this perspective challenge, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not part of a course. But yeah, no, Steven's point is actually a pretty good one. Like every time we launch a free lesson on YouTube, that same lesson exists on Proko.com as also a free lesson. And that area has a community section and anyone can participate, even if you don't have the course. So yeah.
Yeah, you can get feedback even if you've just followed along with something that was on YouTube, If you like the thing on YouTube, you followed along with it, go post it on Proko. All right. So Severus asked, do you teach techniques for drawing when the vanishing points are off the page?
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. I can do that right now in 30 seconds.
Do it.
Oh, shit. All right, start the countdown.
You put the vanishing points. You put the vanishing points off the page. You get on the floor, you get on a table, you get on a window, put them off the page, and you get a long ruler, or you put a string with a thumbtack, and you can pull from there. Or you in Photoshop, you do it on a high resolution, blow it up big to make it so that all the lines are clear, print it out smaller. Yeah, there's all sorts of ways to do that.
There's another way though, right? When you could put evenly spaced kind of vertical grid along the side, and that way that they all eventually lead to the same vanishing point.
We are going to provide a number of grids. I think we've got at least 12 that have color-coded lines that you can zoom in on that area, and you've got the grid that you need. Let's figure out why we're putting vanishing points off the page. We want a grid where the vanishing points are far away. That's what we want. The grid that looks more open or closed, more flat or thick. So sometimes you have to put a vanishing point far away. And so there are several ways to solve that. But that shouldn't be something you need a lot of instruction in. I want a grid that's this way. Put it on a big Photoshop canvas, get your vanishing points in, crop into the part that you need, print that out, and you've got your grid. That's the modern way to do it. The way we used to do it is we use the wall, put a thumbtack, pull a string, and do
wow, you actually used to do that like regularly?
Yeah. I did it. No, I did not regularly, but when I needed vanishing points that far away.
Yeah. That was the solution.
Yeah. In fact, awesome. in the beginning of lesson 2, we've got a picture of me doing it on a sidewalk.
With giant chalk?
Yeah, that's right. I'm not demoing it, but it's to see that, you can draw on a sidewalk and you got your vanishing points 10 feet away. Sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, assuming there's like a decent sidewalk in your area. If you live in my neighborhood, you can't draw on there. You'll break your chalk just trying to draw like a 6-inch line.
Like bumpy gravel or something?
Yeah, I hate it so much. It's the worst freaking sidewalks.
Yeah, people will take it away.
What about driveways? Do you guys have driveways?
Yeah. We don't have to use it so much.
Better.
Our car exploded, so we don't have to use it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's actually real. That's real. My car is stuck elsewhere. Anyway,
did it explode?
It's in Santa Clarita, but let's move on to the next.
Yeah, let's go to the next thing. Cheyenne asked.
It could have been a great story there, but no.
Cheyenne asked, we need more than just a pen and paper?
You definitely need mechanical pencils and kneaded eraser, plastic eraser. I'll get on. I'll prescribe everything you need into. You need a ruler, a T-square, triangle, and you need bond paper. And it would be nice to have tracing paper or vellum. I'll cover that in the free lesson of lesson group 2.
Yeah.
So
all the materials.
Yeah.
We might. Maybe we should release the materials lesson a little early. No,
maybe so.
I'm just brainstorming. Never mind. Never mind.
Just thoughts. No one bank on anything said. For
the materials are really simple. I'll give you 30 seconds. I know I went over 30 seconds on the other. It's mechanical pencils. Number 7.5. Kneaded erasers and a plastic eraser, bond paper like you use in your printer, and if you can afford it, vellum or tracing paper.
Yeah,
and then the ruler and the T-square and the triangle. Wait on that anyway, because I'm not going to give you instruction on that for a while.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, never mind then.
They don't need to start with a T-square and triangle.
Got it.
Eden asked, is there any course we should look at before doing this course, or are we going to be okay doing this as our first class?
Yeah. You are okay doing it as your first class. I've designed it that way. But if you want to get ahead of the game, go to my website. Go to martialart.com. You'll find a link to the 1994 version, which people have really liked it over the years. But also you'll find a link to a couple books. There's so many good books now. But those a couple of the older books were quite good. So you'll find links at martialart.com, marshallart.com. Go there. Read my book reviews. They're valuable. They'll explain some things that I'm not going to take the time to explain here because you can read them on your own time.
I did include.
Sorry, did I hear that right? Is it about is this your first perspective course or your first drawing course?
I think I'm choosing to take this as being their first course,
first course ever. Okay, Marshall, do you recommend perspective as the first course?
It could work out quite well, but I would say take Stan's basics course first. Stan's basics course is such a good introduction to this that he is overlapping a good deal of the first third of my course. I'm going to have you doing blobs to boxes. That's fundamental. It's one of the most useful things I know. Where did you get that from, Stan?
What? Which one?
The blobs to boxes thing.
That's from you.
I thought it was from me. I never found it in a book. And it evolved throughout the 90s.
I think in Draftsman.
Yeah, it was.
Times we've already kind of. Yeah, I think we've done that, but
we've talked about it in public. But yeah, you start with something and you put a rubber band around it, and that way you know which end. Put another rubber band around it. That's I have had so many students who learn to draw that way. That we will cover that again in my course, and we'll be a little more specific about some things. Okay, thank you for the question, Eden.
Do you guys want to answer more questions? Do you guys want to have some different?
How are we doing? We're an hour and a half into this. Are we okay? Are people dropping out? If people start dropping out, we'll start dropping out.
There are people here currently. This is up to you guys, though. Do you guys feel that you have more to say? This is Draftsman rules.
I want to hear the question.
More if you want.
We'll put a limit on the questions, especially if they are not deemed worthy.
Okay. People are starting to drop out. So if you want us to not finish, you got to invite your friends over to watch this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
start leaving the room. You're talking too long.
There was one comment earlier from PyBite. I'm trying to see if I can understand this correctly. See if you guys can give us a little more context to this. They said Marshall's last perspective course was released along Jurassic Park and Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Those movies are that old?
That young?
Nah.
No, it's old.
No, it doesn't feel
like is a virtue.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long since.
No, absolutely not.
Wow.
So Isabel was asking, are there any digital tools that will be in the course? Kind of like more of the drawing tool Marshall talked about on Draftsman?
Sorry, what?
No. Okay. No, you can move from me to that. And you will find some of you who work entirely in Procreate or Infinite Paint or any of Infinite Paint, whatever they are, you will find ways to do this digitally that will be interesting. I'm interested in how you find ways to do it, but you're not going to get that. I'm not going to teach you that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Philomath was asking, can you make me like Kim Jong-gi?
If you have it in you to be like Kim Jong-gi, that's kind of the goal of this.
Yeah. If you are Kim Jong-gi, we
yeah,
can make you into Kim Jong-gi.
I came up with it, with Drew Struzan's ability to do such tasteful movie posters one after another and after another. I spent a week with him in a workshop, and he gave me time in the years after. And you know what? All of the secrets of how you draw and paint like a great master are not secrets at all. How are you going to be as good as Drew Struzan? And you could say, be like Drew Struzan, be Drew Struzan. And yes, it is the responsibility for rising to your potential is on you.
Mm-hmm. That's everything in all things forever, not just here in art.
I'll do everything I can to help. And there'll come a point where I can't, because you are running, you are acrobating, you are performing so much better than your teacher that I'll sit back and say, you rock. That is the story of my life and why I went from being an illustrator, where I made my living with it for 20 years, to being a teacher, is to see how many of my students got better than me and have gotten better than me and who claim me as their teacher. So that's why I'm in this role. I hope we will get scores of you who rise up to that level.
So there's a question that hasn't been asked in here, but I wanted to ask real quickly for the artists who might think I don't need a perspective course. I'm already okay at just like drawing a thing and placing a figure in there and kind of like, cutting them off at the hip. So I don't really have to draw perspective or anything. What are the kind of professional fields that you think having better perspective knowledge would apply to? Like if a person wants to do a certain job in art, which of those jobs should they learn perspective for?
Stan, you want to answer it?
Yeah. It depends. So that mindset is bad for somebody who's only been drawing for like 5 or less years. If you've only been drawing for that many years, no, you need more perspective no matter what. And just because you know a little bit doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn more and get better, because perspective is such a fundamental concept. It applies to everything you draw, unless you're just drawing flat cartoony characters without depth anywhere ever. You know, like if you're doing pixel art, and nothing bad about pixel art, it's great stuff, but no, perspective doesn't really apply there. Maybe just a little bit sometimes, but most visual things that require the visual language, if your goal is to master it and be somebody who is really good at their craft and be among the best, the mindset of I don't need any more of that will never be a good one. It's never gonna help you. You know, you got people like Johannes, who we were just looking at, who is clearly amazing. He's good enough to be a professional. I think he is, actually, but he's still taking my basics course because he's got the mindset of always improving, always touching up on the fundamentals, and that's why he's so good. And I think everybody that's that good has that mindset, and they're constantly looking for sources to keep getting slightly better than they are. And so that's my thing, is like if you have that mindset, like it's gonna hurt you. And I'm not saying that the perspective course is the only way. I'm just saying the mindset of like I don't need any more, I'm already good enough.
Always be improving. So there are a couple things that I think we've kind of already addressed here. Someone did ask again about anatomy in relation to this, if you guys would ever choose to make a course that does mix anatomy and perspective. And then someone else asked, will light be part of the course? How it hits correctly in perspective?
I can answer that.
Okay.
One is Stan has already made a course on anatomy that covers anatomy and perspective to a good enough degree where you got that. And my Bridgman course on YouTube, definitely we use perspective on anatomy because Bridgman is turning it into forms. But when it comes to light, I would say that this course covers light 1% of the time. And the reason why is if you're going to do one before the other, there's an advantage to doing perspective before shading. And I will hand you off to Dorian Eaton's course, or for that matter, Scott Robertson's How to Render. But typically you read How to Draw before you learn how to render. So no, the foundation of how light falls on something has to do with the light and the thing it falls on. And we are working on the form defined by lines that we are going to light later. That's the attitude we're taking.
Are you referring to Dorian's class that is on Proko, or is it different?
Dorian's class that is on Proko, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't it called, is it the light and shade course, or?
The shading course, I believe.
The shading course. Dorian's course is a great course. Dorian is a great teacher. So yeah, he is the one, since Scott isn't teaching it anymore, he's the one I'd hand you off to.
I don't think it was.
For the logic of light. And he makes it as clear. I wish I had Dorian as a teacher when he was taking classes with me, and we were kind of co-teaching 14 years ago.
Even share my screen so I could just show it.
I wish if I had had Dorian as a teacher when I was young, I would have been a remarkable
what the heck?
shader artist, control of rendering. I made my living rendering, and yet I didn't know a chunk of the wisdom that he's got in that course. I wish I had.
It's a very good one. And every time we do any sort of like live stream or anything with him, and when he's covering it, he breaks it down in such this fundamental, elemental way that just you extrapolate from the core concept that he's given you, and it just changes everything.
Dorian respects his students.
I think honestly, that's the main kind of questions I think we have.
Okay.
Anything else here? I think that it's outside of really the focus of this.
Okay.
If you guys do want to hit one last little draftsman style question.
Okay.
There's a person who asked a question very early on that I think it could be fun to answer. Also,
okay, you can stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Wait. Oh my God! You were sharing the other screen. Freaking.
I did exactly
I
what I
was
was
on this
supposed to
one.
do.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna show Dorian. I was showing Dorian's class on my other screen. Let me just show it real quick.
Yeah, give
Okay.
him a chance here.
Oh, you're like scrolling through it and everything, no less.
Yeah. I was scrolling through it. So this is Dorian's class on shading. It's good stuff.
Man knows his way around a pencil.
Oh, they should go to the mind-blowing tricks that he did for you on YouTube. Type into YouTube Dorian Eaton Proko mind-blowing tricks.
I'll pop that one in the chat here so people have the direct link to it. There you go, guys.
How many people have watched it, by the way?
Look at all these lessons.
Ooh, this is 577,000 people.
Over
right
half a million people have watched his mind-blowing tricks. Man, that is something I wish I'd known when I was a late teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the egg challenge.
I spent decades with dirty halftones and didn't have a word for why they didn't look as good as I wanted them to look. And then he solves it all in that.
Yeah, man's good at what he does.
Yeah. What's the draftsman question?
All right, so I'm gonna remove this from there. I'm gonna ask this question. Then I'm gonna remove myself from here. So it feels like draftsman. Okay.
Are you running away? Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. All right. So, Cab asked, "What do I do if I don't feel like drawing, but I want to draw?" Hold up.
You want to go first, Stan?
Wait, say that again. And also switch our sides.
Okay, so it's true. It's true.
I'm looking that way.
Yeah. So, what do I do if I don't feel like drawing, but I want to draw? That's what we got.
Those are contradicting each other. I want to draw, but I don't want to draw.
Take a class in language and logic and learn about paradoxes and contradictions and see how in storytelling they make powerful characters who are torn between two goals. I don't know how to answer it.
Yeah, sometimes the hardest thing is just getting started. I understand this. It's hard to just start something, even if you want to do it. It's hard to just like get up and do it. That part of it, okay, one, it requires a little bit of discipline. That like, if you treat this yourself as a professional, even while you're in your student years, then a professional has no choice. You have to get up and do the work, or you don't make money. You don't make a living. You don't have a house and you can't eat. You don't have a choice. So in your student years, start training with that mindset of this is me. This is my life. I love doing this. This is not like, this is better than the alternative. And then when you don't want to do it on some days, you just do it anyway. You get up and you start the motions. And what you'll find is that once you just start the motions, it actually becomes a lot easier. The hardest part is just like opening up the sketchbook and putting the pencil to the paper. After that, it's much easier.
Good answer, Stan.
And then the other thing is just like setting up a reward system so that it's actually enjoyable for you to do those things.
Yeah.
We talked about this on Draftsman. I forgot what episode it was. I think it was just habits, the habits episode.
That's right.
So if you want a longer answer to just the habit part of it, then it's in there. Like, for example, I think the example I gave in that podcast episode was like the way I made it enjoyable for me to go to the gym is that I would listen to a podcast that I would enjoy while I was there. So that was like my way of being like, oh, okay, I get like, if I go, I get to listen to this podcast and step away from my work for an hour. So that was actually like a reward for going and doing that. So you could do the same for your drawing sessions. You can only allow yourself to like listen to your favorite album while you're drawing or something. I don't know. Whatever it is for you, you got to figure it out. But, yeah.
I think that was plenty, guys. You guys did great. It was
Thank you.
90% episode. Music plays, credits. So as
Laugh
just a
track.
wrap up here. Oh, here we go. Oh, why did no? It didn't do it.
Hell, I even
Oh
have this visual.
no! Yeah. Anyway, do you guys want to wrap up? Tell people, remind people what brought us all here today, and then say goodbye.
Yeah, Marshall launched the course that everybody thought was unlaunchable.
Well, you'll see the first episode today. You'll decide today whether it's worth it to you.
Yeah. Go watch the trailer. Right after this, we're going to release the outline, which is the first lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what is it, 2.5 months from now? Is that about right?
Yeah.
October 1st.
Yeah.
We begin actually releasing the regular lessons weekly.
Yeah. And this is partly an answer to that question about I want to draw, I don't want to draw. One answer to that is find an art buddy, find an art friend, find somebody you're doing this with. It does make a difference when you've got someone who shares the pursuit. And between now and October, when we start the assignments, if you've got someone else you are taking the course with and you've got similar goals, we want to get good at this, that can make a big difference.
Yeah. And the course is currently on pre-sale, which means you can get a pre-sale discount of 25%. It will not stay at 25% the entire pre-sale. It will drop to 20, I believe, on August 1st. So right now, it's that special early bird for those very early people. So don't wait to the end of the pre-sale. Get it now. You like that, Marshall?
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
That was unnatural for me.
Yeah. Okay, well, everybody, thanks for being here.
Okay, thank you, guys. Good luck, Marshall.
Thanks. See y'all.